Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And the first news last week, or rather the second one, has been some more FAQs on the Legion League. And if you still want to know a little bit more about the league before it launches this Friday, definitely give it a read. It's not too many questions, there are usually more, so you can just read it quickly. But anyway, we also got the Steel Skin and the new Guard skills, which is, first one is Steel Skin, which is a low level actually, which is gem, so you're gonna get it very early in the game, and this is pretty good because it helps you build up some habits on using it, and also gives every player the ability to use one of these. And well, also what it does is basically it grants a damage barrier absorbing 70% of all damage taken, which means physical, elemental, damage over time, everything. And it has a maximum amount of damage that it can absorb, so if you get way too much damage you're still gonna get killed, but this one gives you the ability to actually survive some burst damage if you can predict when it happens, because it only lasts a few seconds. Although it has a short cooldown, you really need to use it at the right timing if you want to survive some spike damage. Also, there's gonna be Molten Shell, and Molten Shell kind of works the same way. It absorbs 75% of damage, which is 5% more, and it's based on 20% of your total armor. So if you are an armor character, it will actually get better and better, and this might be one of the reasons armor will make it back into the game. We'll have to see if it actually works really well. Also, Molten Shell explodes after when it ends, or it absorbs the max damage, so it might even do a little bit more extra damage if you need it. And Immortal Coil has been changed as well, and now it grants, if you do not consume any charges, it grants 35% physical damage taken that is reduced, and 34% elemental damage taken reduced. Also, for every endurance charge you consume, you have an additional 10% less physical damage taken. So if you have a lot of charges, you can get really high on that. And well, it does not give total immunity yet, or anymore, but it is definitely really good because it works for elemental damage taken as well, and it's incredible. Actually, if you have Immortal Coil and the Molten Shell, you are kind of immune for a brief period, or well, even if not totally immune, you are very hard to kill for these brief moments. So definitely some interesting skills which require a bit of an active playstyle if you want to use them well. So it's really good because you can use them in a custom damage taken setup and they work, or you can actually be good and use them by yourself, and this skill will be even better. So easy to use, hard to master might actually be a really interesting thing. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, regarding Delve and Betrayal, just a quick update by GGG, where they say that the changes that they've promised are not coming in this patch because they didn't have the time to put them in, so they're gonna come with 3.8 leagues, so next league. And well, I mean, Delve and Betrayal are still playable, but just not with the quality of life that the people have been asking for a while. Also, Path of Exile is now available in South Korea, and it's available through Kakao Games, and you can link those accounts and you can play on their servers, which are part of the main realm actually. So it's pretty good, and well, if you are in South Korea, you can choose to get a low ping and play through Kakao Games, or continue with your ping and just play with GGG. Overall, it should add a lot of population to the game for those players who didn't have access to the game yet. Also, we got a preview of early game balance for the first monsters, or especially for the bosses, and you can see there's a reel here, there's Brutus, there's a couple other bosses which you met in the early game, and I'm really interested in seeing if this actually makes a difference in the playstyle. Really can't wait to play it. But other than that, it's an interesting video. It's very short, of course, so just give it a look. And what to expect the coming week, so the week we are now, we're gonna get on Monday the Legend challenges. So we got today the challenges, and there's gonna be a before patch notes tomorrow, so the usual balance development manifesto GGG does, telling you what's been nerfed and what's been buffed, and pretty much where people start to cry or enjoy their life. Other than that, we're gonna get, as usual, the patch notes on Wednesday with the passive tree and item filter information. So this is the big day if you want to refine your build, because you're gonna get the passive tree as well, and that's very important. On Tuesday, we're gonna get the new skill gems at level 20% quality as usual, and on Friday, of course, you're gonna be playing the game. Well, everyone pretty much is, unless you cannot, which is gonna be sad. But anyway, who cares? There's a lot of time for the leagues, so there's definitely a lot of time to complete the new challenges, because this league definitely looks like a fun one. So, but I'm just rambling. What's important here is that the Synthesis League and Flashback League events are ending today, or actually already ended today. However, the normal Synthesis League is gonna end alongside the launch of the Legion expansions for the consoles. So they get a little bit more time to actually play the game, which might be nice, might not be nice, it really depends. But anyway, if you haven't been following Reddit, a lot of stuff has been revealed on Reddit, and you can see there's the new Gladiator Ascendancy is nuts. There's a lot of other interesting stuff. There's the new Slayer Ascendancy, the new Berserker Ascendancy. So if you haven't had a chance to check those out yet, definitely give it a read. Read the topics as well, because there's some people saying very interesting stuff in there. And, well, there's the champion here, kind of interesting as well. And a new backlast, this time with Chris Wilson and even Jonathan Rogers appearing. So, as usual, not really, but just like last week, this week's backlast is absolutely recommended if you got a little bit of time, maybe when you're eating, maybe while you're playing the game, or anyway, if you got a little bit of time, definitely check the podcast out, because it's absolutely interesting, just like every time there is Chris Wilson or other very important people from GGG. So yeah, I guess that was all for this week. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Zorzo, and I'll see you guys the next time.